kids in schools, and if you're a parent, you illegally dump, they will tattle on you in a heartbeat. They are some of the greatest little eyes and ears, and we bring in our counterparts from Parks and Wildlife and show them what their effects of illegal dumping and pollution cause, and the kids really take it to heart. A lot of what we do is surveillance. We'll get strange calls from folks. This particular call here was a subdivision has one way in, one way out. People just call us and say, hey, we keep seeing this truck. He comes in every now and then. He's loaded down. He goes somewhere in the back of the subdivision. He comes out empty. We don't know where he's going with it or what he's doing. So we poke around, find out where it's at, go back there and sit and wait for him to come back and do his deed. He's been doing this for years and years, had a couple football fields worth of stuff in the back in the woods. Our ultimate goal is this. We take his toys, and that's one thing that you need to understand in environmental law too, especially with corporate folks. Your assets can be seized under certain circumstances. We take the toys of the offenders, in this case it's a guy's truck, and we sell it at auction. Get rid of it. No more toy. Hopefully he won't do any more dumping once he gets out of the jail. I'm sort of like Visa sometimes when it comes to illegal dumping. How many have ever had a pile of debris on a vacant property or side of the road near your home, and you come back tomorrow, what's there? You got a pile there today, what's there tomorrow? A bigger pile or a second pile? I call it the kid factor. They just tend to have one number finds a location, and other numbers see it, they begin adding to it, sort of a baby factor. We'll do a lot of surveillance. I'm sitting out here watching folks, watching our big dumping areas. These particular folks, slightly surprised, obviously. They're actually in the reverse stage. We sat back, watched them unload that entire truck, videotaped them, and then went up and introduced ourselves, and I gave them Visa option plans. Option plan A is just go to jail. Do not pass go, do not collect $200. Or option plan B is you can clean up the mess, full well you are going to court for illegal dumping to begin with. You can clean the mess back up, you can take it to a landfill, and you can come back tomorrow to our office to make your statement and provide us with a landfill ticket where you took it and legally disposed of it. It's one of those things, do you want to look like a schmuck or do you want to look like a repetitive schmuck? Obviously, you go to court, I think the repetitive schmuck's got a much better chance with a jury or a judge. We've only had one guy that took option plan A. Most of them take option plan B, and they tend to fare better in court. But they're still going to get a conviction in court, and they're still going to wind up paying a fine and or go to jail, depending on what their previous history is. Tires are a big problem still in the city of Houston. But we are getting a better handle on that. I don't think we're seeing there as much tire dumpings around as you used to. The city of Houston, actually, their solid waste department is now taking tires from homeowners, trying to reduce the problem. At 4 a month of heavy trash, actually 4 every 2 months now, I guess, to revisit how they do heavy trash. A problem that we're still having, and I always like to make a point of this, is contractors. And here's how it is. We live in the city of Houston. Okay. Here's the rules when it comes to using contractors. If you take and you decide you're going to remodel your bathroom, your home, you're doing it yourself with your buddy, okay, you can remodel that bathroom and you can take that debris and put it at the curbside for heavy trash. You know, when your heavy trash is allowed to be picked up. You can do that. But if you're the homeowner and you hire him and his company to come over and do it, he has to remove it. Okay, it's now being done for a commercial purpose. The contractor who does that in his bid has to include removal of that debris. Okay, the city's not going to pay for his company to do work. Okay, so the difference is if you're doing it yourself or you and your buddies are doing it, you can put it out the curb for collection. If you're hiring a commercial person to do it, they have to remove that debris and take it away. Okay, anybody have a question on that? That one usually catches somebody. Okay, so that's what we see here. property and buries the metal and crap on the bayou. Of course, we get word that he's burying stuff out there, go out there and dig it up, and he's going to court now and stuff. He could probably have money for it in scrapyard. This slide's a little bit washed. This is sort of a telltale sign to us of an automotive shop that's probably operating illegally in the neighborhood. Lots of oil standing on the drive, lots of cars out there that have been previously tagged by our neighborhood services folks for having a bunch of non-operating vehicles on the property. This is what we generally find: a bunch of drums on the property, a bunch of oil on the ground. Everybody knows, hopefully, that you cannot introduce oil to the ground or water in the state of Texas, correct? It is a felony to introduce water to the ground or water in the state of Texas. Okay, we have a big problem with having enough drinking water. We have a big problem with our subsurface water being contaminated already from years of using oil for road suppression, dust suppression, killing the weeds on the fence line, all that stuff we used to do. And I'm just guilty. I did it. That was the way it was done years back. They've changed being able to introduce any oil into the state of water, or ground or water state of Texas. And they're taking it fairly serious. But we'll see this kind of thing here on these illegal dump shops, or illegal auto repair shops in the community. How would you like to live next door to that? You know, especially if you're somebody who's still on well water. You know, I guess there's a slight advantage to that. Everything would slide down easier if you were drinking well water with oil in it, but I don't think it tastes very good. We look at how things are stored. In this case, rainwater in, we're going to get oil out. It's going to be a problem. Parts being stored on the ground. All auto businesses in the city of Houston have to maintain everything 6 inches off the ground, and they have to maintain all leaks from occurring underneath it. This particular property was really bad. Officer called us about it because he'd been trying to deal with the shop with just using Class C type things. And we actually did a walk around the shop. There's so much oil on the ground he couldn't see where he was walking at one point, and he fell in the hole. Look at his pant leg. It's coated in oil. He went down the hole. It was about 14 inches deep. We have other companies that just plain decide they're going to do it wrong to save money. Environmental crime, as Mike said earlier, environmental crime is all based on money. I have yet to see a case somebody wasn't trying to cut corners to save money. It wasn't just because I didn't want to do it. It's either I didn't want to pay to have it disposed of, or I was trying to pocket more money off the job, or, you know, those kind of excuses are all that pops up. This particular place is, again, an automotive type business. Got a slot sink, which is normal. But we got in there and looked around, noticed the cap is off the bottom of the slot sink. He's got a little converter thing using the antifreeze container. And what they had done was they had done and installed a pipe all the way out to the street. And they were dumping their antifreeze in the drain. Needless to say, those who don't know anything about antifreeze, and some really bad stuff. Cat or dog gets in there, it'll kill them immediately. You get a kid that gets any of that ingestion, you're looking at lead and things of that nature that come out of radiators. It's not going to be a good circumstance. Sometimes we're out and we're doing surveillance in town where we run across things accidentally, and people do stuff at some of those stupidest locations. I mean, really. I mean, how many of you know where Long Point is? You know, that's a busy street, is it not? That's a really busy street. This is the Kroger on Long Point, somewhere close to Antone. We're actually watching a business that's to the left of the Kroger. You know, we're sitting in a parking lot with nothing else, in a car or a pickup truck. Not, you know, not that you couldn't see us. We were just sitting there, so we were the only thing there. And we Exposing him, he does a lot of oil changes. He doesn't have a system that has oil collected, which is recyclable. And he just takes it to the curb, as we found out from looking at the staining that was out there not the first time he did this. So needless to say, he went to jail. He was incarcerated. Jury found him guilty and put him in a new cell for a while. And he lost his business over this. And he had to pay the city $25,000 for that because we had to go back and plug up the drains and back clean all those sewers over there from where they went into the bayou back to stop this stuff from getting out. Batteries are another issue. I always throw this in here just for grins because a lot of you guys own companies or operate companies. People tend to leave these batteries out there, they pile them up, they get broken. What's inside the battery? What's the core made of? Lead. Yeah, so you leave a battery out there like this, especially with the caps missing or broken, you get rainwater in, you get lead particles out, you don't contaminate your property. And it can be extensive. We've had major cleanups in salvage yards because of this exact issue. Hopefully you haven't got that many batteries still around, but it doesn't take many to cause you